is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendez, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
All right, guys. Today I'm here at Spring Break Art Show with Elizabeth. I'm so sorry.
Elizabeth Bergeland.
Bergeland?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for helping me with that. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, Elizabeth. Would you mind sharing your Instagram with us?
Yeah, I'm at Elizabeth Bergeland. Last name is spelled Bergeland.
Perfect. I have to say. And also you're in booth 81, correct?
Yes.
For everybody
Yes.
listening. I have to say your booth, first of all, the color is so pleasant and welcoming. But the fact, I think you're the first artist that have music in your booth, so it gives like the whole immersive, presentation, and I love. Can you tell us a little bit about the work you're exhibiting in your booth, please?
Yeah, so I've got, there's basically two separate series. There are three very large paintings in here that were part of my masculinity series. I, for the first time, started painting men a few years ago.
Oh, nice.
I just kind of in this, deliberate desire to flip the script. It's, historically speaking, it's always been painting women. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to put men in the canvas. And I did
Make
long
them
interviews.
The subject, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did long interviews with each of them. And I think, my approach when I began was very different than where I ended up. I think I began maybe mirroring more what the general public narrative tends to be.
Yeah.
And by the end, after all these kind of long interviews and painting, I did 10 portraits. I felt completely different. I felt
wow.
like there's a lot that's left out of what we talk about. I kept hearing things of just mostly loneliness, kind of this sense of loneliness, kind of feeling crippled by responsibility and all these other things. And there's things that are alarming statistically. The rate of suicide for men is 4 times higher than we see with men. So it just made me think I need to really be digging at what I think about these systems of power and what that means. So that's what these portraits are about.
And I gotta say, this is beautiful and definitely a must see at booth 81. Is this oil? Are you painting in oil?
Yeah, oil on canvas.
Oh wow,
yep,
that's amazing.
Oil on canvas.
Very good. And what's your creative process like?
My gosh. So with these portraits, I had my subjects come in and they did a long sitting with me. I sketch from life and take a ton of portraits or photographs and end up working from maybe up to a dozen different photographs. I never paint from just one. And then the backgrounds are all imagined. Oh, wow. I paint them in just, I get to build the world around them.
Love that.
These other 3 paintings, they're much smaller. This is kind of a more recent shift for me. They are kind of exploring more my interior world and this kind of internal tug of war that I've got going between my desire for complete solitude and solace in the studio versus like wanting this really
unity,
rich, abundant like family and social life.
That.
And so these have unfolded differently, kind of more like writing a diary. I did much less planning with this and just started painting. So these are part of a much larger series that I'm currently working on.
I love that. And what's your studio ritual like? When you get to the studio, are you able to just like close the door, sit down, and get to work, or do you have to have like a coffee, meditate, read a newspaper?
Yeah, I run a pretty tight ship. I work basically 9 to 5.
Wow.
I'm in there every day. I take weekends off. I kind of run it like a normal job, and developing that kind of stable studio practice has been really good. So Mondays are usually admin work. I sit down, catch up on emails, any applications that are due. Yeah. And then I actually don't even have internet in my studio, so I'm never
You're a genius.
online. So it's just really focused painting time. And my work, I generally work pretty big, so the paintings take a while, which means there's really all parts of me in the painting.
I show up and you're giving all of you to your work.
There's days when I feel great and I'm motivated and I'm productive, and there's days when I'm like, oh my gosh, the slog, and I paint sad, and I paint scared, and I paint, you know, so like by the end, the work really has the full culmination.
Like on those sad, lazy days, are you an artist that like when you go in, you're not having a good day, but you still commit, you show up?
I do.
Are you able to like actually have a full work day, or are you kind of like, you know what, let me go for a walk, let me call it a day?
Not really. I kind of I mean, some days when I'm like, this is just not happening, or like maybe I need a nap or whatever, but most of the time I kind of like, I stick it out. I feel devoted to that, you know, that discipline, my studio discipline. So it maybe isn't going to be a fruitful painting day, but oftentimes I'll end up writing. I do a lot of writing around my work. Maybe it's a sketching day. Is it like
poetry or just like description about each painting?
More, maybe a little bit of poetry, more just kind of just stream of consciousness sort of thoughts that I'm getting out. It helps me like, I think it's so important to learn how to talk and write about our work as painters. Like, you know, early on, I think I so badly wanted the work to just speak for itself. I'm a visual artist. I'm like, I don't like words. I don't want to say.
Like,
so
it's
it's
been my job.
It's been a good practice for me to be able to like, what is it that I'm doing? And sometimes I don't even understand it until I take the time to
oh wow, that's so cool.
Sit and write. So that's
cool.
Yeah.
And do you have anything coming up later this year that people can like follow you on your Instagram?
I not at the moment. I do not. But I will have some upcoming shows in the spring.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, follow along. Get on my mailing list.
Get on Instagram, and sign up. And then I don't remember. Sorry, is this your first time at the Spring Break Art Show?
It is my first time.
It is your first time? Oh my gosh, congratulations. Day one. I just know you're going to, I mean, this is an amazing booth. It's so well curated. It's well painted. And then you're so descriptive. Like, as you're speaking, I'm like visually traveling, you know.
Thank you.
And how many works do you have total here?
There are six right?
in
here.
So 3 large scales and then 3 smaller sides.
Gotcha. I think there's 7 on the catalog here. I wasn't completely certain which ones were going to work in the space. So there's one other really massive one that's in the catalog.
Perfect.
But is not.
And then when people interact with your work, do you like to kind of like stand back and watch them from afar, or you kind of like to talk to like the audience and see their point of view and what they see in the painting?
I mean, I try to feel it out and see what people are wanting. It's almost like hopping in an Uber. Like, is the Uber driver going to be chatty? You know, you have to kind of feel drive that a little bit. Some people, you can tell, don't really want to be talked to. They want to take it in. Some people are wanting to engage.
And are you based in the city?
I'm actually based in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. That's so cool. Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's a great place to work as
definitely,
an artist.
I love Philly. But yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast, Elizabeth. Do you mind sharing your Instagram one more time for us?
Yes, it's at Elizabeth Bergeland, last name spelled Bergeland.
Perfect. And everybody that may be interested in listening to your podcast for your openings in the spring, they can sign up for your mailing list, follow you on Instagram for all the cool stuff.
Please do.
And do you share like any like behind the scenes of like all the pictures you take?
Yeah, I do. I make a lot of BTS videos.
Oh, nice.
I so enjoy it for my own sake. I take a lot of photos and videos and then go home and kind of digest it, and always end up making
perfect. Love that. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you today, and good luck for the rest of the week, and hopefully we see each other around when I'm in Philly. Okay?
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online.